Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Onward VR Master League. My name is NightFiree with two E's. I'm joined here by my co-caster, Buxton. How are you, good sir?
I'm doing very good, and I'm pretty hyped for this matchup as well. It's been quite a while, it feels, since last time I saw BossFight and beginners go toe-to-toe for the probably billionth time.
Yeah, this is a storied, historic matchup, really. These guys, two veteran teams have been around in the league for a very long time. You look at their match history, it is absolutely insane. They have, I mean, well over, what is this, 15 matches played against each other?
To be exact, this is their 20th matchup against each other in league play. 20th.
Holy.
This is their anniversary.
Well, I think most of their games coming in Season 2 was something around 7 or 8. Bunch Season 3, Season 4, Season 5. Only one matchup in Season 5, 2 matchups in Season 6, so maybe that league getting a little more dense and populated on the EU side has helped spread out how many times they play each other, but it's always been pretty back and forth. This is probably the most storied rivalry there can be in the Master League at this.
I would definitely agree with you there. There's no real, like, even amongst the US side, there's no one that has the same kind of connection that BossFight and beginners have. They didn't face toe-to-toe every single week for the entirety of Season 2, really. They learned each other. Beginners actually went from losing to BossFight brutally to dominating them later on. They've seriously just, they've trained each other over these years.
Wow, that is really something. And yeah, today we are showing it off in a double header of sorts. We have the game coming here on Onward Master League 1, this very storied rivalry, BossFight and beginners, and then we have a bit of a rookie matchup over on Onward Master League 2. I guess not rookie, but a bit lower tier. Silent Purge and Lemon Squad, even though they are both gold tier teams. I guess those are both. I don't know why they're definitely not low tier. I don't know why I was thinking Lemon Squad
ish.
Their ranking.
They are gold. But it is also, you know, the start of the season. The ratings can change quite dramatically at the very start.
It's very true. We are looking. I do have to keep that in mind. And I think we have to get ourselves prepared for the matchup we have in front of us, because we are getting ready. Lobbies are being created. And we can talk about pick bans, because we do have those coming in from Buxton. What is this? Refresh my memory here. Coming in from beginners. It is Q1. No, Subway, sorry. And then
yes,
BossFight, it is Q1.
Yes.
Hard to keep.
I think beginners may have some information on maybe what kind of maps that BossFight were practicing, and if you want to kind of introduce the map we're playing starting off with, then I think we may see a bit of a trend possibly for all of BossFight's picks for this series.
Yeah, we are going to be kicking it off on a night map on Suburbia.
That's an interesting choice. It's very interesting. I don't think I've ever seen really BossFight play a night map in a very, very long time. I guess they must have been practicing it, because obviously beginners, do they practice night maps? They practice a lot, but I don't know if they practice night maps, the maps which nobody really ever plays in League.
You know, it's interesting. Yeah, this is really important to remember that we're on 1.4 here. So the new night vision updates that have been put into effect are not going to be, you know, playing it. There's no flares. There's no lens flare when you get, you know, when you look into a light, it doesn't blind you. So there's not going to be any new strats here. It's going to be the old laser sight on pistols and shields coming out, and I think maybe that is the reason. Yeah, that could be the reason that BossFight picked this map, so that they can utilize their shield play with those pistols and laser sights.
I would imagine so, but I'm surprised because, you said this was 1.4 that they did pick a more normal map for it, because you don't need it now, yeah. So maybe they're just trying to get used to it, because these teams, I don't think either of them are really super scared about losing or winning each other, because they, of course, have done it a billion times before. This is their 20th matchup, as we said. So I think they're just trying to play as usual, get ready for the next patch, because there's no massive stakes here for them mentally. This is just the average league week for them at this point.
That is very true. It is somewhat early on though in the season. I'm trying to look at what's the. I haven't even checked out how BossFight and Beginners have started off their season. BossFight winning both their matchups, Spanish Union and Silent Purge, 12-0 and 12-4. So they're undefeated so far, and Beginners winning both their matchups, 12-4 and 12-0 against Lemon Squad and Virtual Friends. So yeah, so we're gonna go. This could be a real fun matchup to watch tonight. This afternoon. Sorry.
Yeah, this is gonna be the blow of titans.
I mean, Beginners are the reigning season 6 champions, season 5 champions.
Season
5.
6, yes, season 6, because of course they won at OC5 against Global again. Well, they are the reigning season 6 champions, so they have that very nice, is it blue star on the VRML site? I believe it is a very kind of deep blue, yes it is.
Was that really
Nice
the last?
Oh no, that was season 5.
Yeah, that was season 5. Man, you're getting me tripped up.
Yeah, I'm getting, I guess season 6 only just ended quite recently.
Yeah.
So who knows? Somebody won it, somebody, probably the Beginners or Global again. Don't think it was anyone else, I'm pretty sure of that at least.
I think it was Globo.
Yeah, it must have been.
Jeez,
Of course,
Bucks,
season
how can we
5
not
was
remember
OC5.
this?
There you go.
Yeah.
Then Winter Championship season 6. That was Global again. They kind of came back and took it. I remember now. It's all just coming back to me in waves. But man, I'm kind of interested in the rosters that they're playing here. I'm seeing some new faces for Beginners and BossFight both. Some people that they've picked up from the exact same team, really. UC Death and Kev, both formerly my teammates. They're good people, good players, and both of them totally new to their teams, really. So they've only been on it maybe 3-4 weeks.
Wow.
Compared to the rest of the rosters, they're quite fresh faces.
Yeah, I guess we did go over the rosters. We can go over the full ones now before this match begins, as both teams are prepping and getting ready for this. Over on BossFight, we have Scooby-Doo, Legal, Scorpio, Hoochie, Mad Scientist, Sharku, UC Death, and Weather Balloon. And on Beginners, it is Killinger, Icy Woods, Kensai, Kev, Fishberry, Smoils, Cass. So no movement on Beginners roster.
No, I had that one slot open for quite some time.
Yeah, is Kev new?
Yes, he came from Silent Purge. He was the previous kind of tactician of it. I imagine he's going to probably bring some new tactics to the team. I imagine anyway. That's what I would like to see.
It is looking like they are going to be bringing him in to this first map. He's on their active roster here in the lobby. Still waiting on that 5th from BossFight, so wait there. But on Beginner's active roster, it's Killinger, Smoils, Icy Woods, Woods 43. So the brothers going at it. Kev, fill it out.
I believe the kind of remaining member of BossFight that's yet to kind of come in is Scooby-Doo. So, of course, the roster's going to be Hoochie, Weather, Scorp, UC, and Scooby. I feel like that's their close range roster. I don't really see Weather Balloon and Scorp both coming out on larger maps. So they're definitely going to try and take this map, start off strong. And that would also explain why they're trying to drag Beginners out of their comfort zone with Suburbia 2.
That's interesting. I mean, it's, you know, you might not think a lot changes because you just throw night vision on. And most players honestly play with night vision in daytime. A lot of players do, at least. They like to opt in for that laser sight and just being able to see into those corners a little bit better. But I don't know. Do you think it's going to play that much of an effect on a map like Suburbia?
I honestly think it will, because maybe actually it could go in the way of Beginners, because Beginners, especially Smalls, they love to prone. And you know what's very hard to see in pitch black a tiny crunched up ball in a corner, prone, lying straight on the ground, making no movements. That's kind of scary for BossFight, I think, though. Of course, they have the Weather Balloon and Scorpio combo that could go in fast with the shield, just be a silhouette against the Black Knight. I suppose it kind of plays into both teams' strengths. Maybe we'll see it play into some weaknesses as well as the series goes on.
It's interesting, Bucks, because when we take a look at the map, there's spots that we may not normally think of that are just totally spoiled. Like if you look at Burning Truck here in the east, it's if you send one on Marsoc, the whole advantage of this corner is that normally you're blended in with the darkness of the backdrop, but with this light coming out from that flame, I think it would probably give away your anybody that was trying to camp in that corner.
For certain, though, maybe something beginners could exploit, maybe, because if BossFight think, hey, no one's really going to be there because it is such an obvious spot now, so much light coming out from the fire, that maybe they'll just go there and BossFight won't check it, and suddenly, boom, 3 shots in the back of the head coming from like Smoils or something, prone, sitting by the truck.
Yeah, some of these trouble spots are definitely going to be underneath these patios where it gets real dark. Again, that night vision is going to play an effect, and I guess we're going to see how it shakes out pretty soon. And you're right, Scooby-Doo is going to fill out that final boss fight member, so everyone's got their full rosters in and ready to rock, and we should be diving into round 1 of Suburbia 2 pretty shortly.
It's been quite some time since I've seen a team play such an awkward map, which I saw Peasley just in chat there. He said that he knew that BF were going to try an awkward map like Suburbia 2 because beginners used to do it to BossFight in the past. So maybe it's a bit of payback here.
Holding up the momentum there where we thought we were about to kick it off. Last minute shift in defensive strategy as we kick off round 1 of map 1, beginners versus boss fight.
Should be a fantastic series, and we are seeing the shield and laser sight from Weather Balloon on the side of BossFight here, so that I expect to come in full force and pretty quickly as well.
You're seeing the I'm seeing flashlights here coming out from these guys. Flashlights
That's
on
an interesting
pistols.
choice. On pistols, now that is very interesting choice.
Oh my gosh. I knew what Killinger was trying to do. He wanted to place the pistol on that ledge and then leave and bait out shots, but he was too late. He gets picked up. Wow, a real interesting move there from beginners. Doesn't pay off. His boss fight, catch him out early, good shots. Weather Balloon moving up with that shield. We'll turn on the caster flashlight. Give you guys a better perspective, but you can kind of see there it is dark. Now it is light. Full squad here, lingering.
I think those pistol flashlights could seriously bite beginners here potentially, because Makarov, I'm pretty sure you can't put a flashlight on that. So they would have to spend an extra point on a different pistol, a better pistol, to slap a flashlight on top of. So that's 2 points they lose just for that advantage of being able to place it in a window.
I mean, to be fair, I would like to point out that it could be throwing off these guys from pushing the corner. There is a flashlight still sitting there. He did manage to drop it, so it does look like there's a guy holding the flashlight.
Yeah, it's true. They do seem pretty scared, especially Weather Balloon. I imagine normally under kind of conditions, it could go straight up. Hoochie, the team killer.
I wonder if this is playing any effect in the Weather Balloon's vision around this corner. I don't think it is. This is 1.4 again, so this flashlight is not playing an effect. Smoke's coming out, and they're going to try and cut off vision from Woods and Kev in that middle building. Maybe go in for a cap with UC Death or Weather Balloon with the shield. I'm not sure.
And would certainly be a risky choice because Smalls is watching his usual pathway here, just from the trash whatever towards the tank kind of camping at him. So they're going to need a lot more smokes, potentially to take down Smalls if they actually want to.
So much fire coming out from these guys here. They're suppressing Woods, forcing him down, keeping his head down. And Woods 43's on the flank. He's caught one out. He catches two before he's finally picked. Scooby's in the middle of smoke. Smoils catches one on the backside of Tank. He's rotating around. May catch Scooby-Doo as he peeks. He doesn't. Scooby finds the trade, and he's on objective in the smoke. Woods has to react. He has to move. Scooby, why would he go that route? You had the smokes.
I don't think he realised that Kev T-killed himself with a nade inside center house. He must have thought he was still up and ready to watch that angle.
Oh my gosh, Woods is rotating, and he is going to be able to get to center house. They're going to crash. They're going to crash in the middle here. There's two. He catches one. Weather balloon reloads his pistol, and he gets two. And a fantastic, unreal shield play.
That is the mark of a true shield.
That's the best shield play I've seen. That's the best shield play I've seen in the league.
Absolutely, he's really channeling. He's just channeling the skill of
what the heck,
Malco and of Raphael, all in that one play there. That was absolutely gorgeous.
Blue, flip that and put it. Wow.
I bet BossFight is going to be absolutely ecstatic over that play. That was a fantastic clutch.
Oh my gosh. They
I think that might replace the double knife in my previous casting match for play of the week. I think that could be solidly classed as play of the week. What a fantastic play with that shield. Like, I hope we've got a replay of that because my gosh.
We'll get it. We'll be showing that one off throughout the rest of this series, I think, because that was just textbook, man. I mean, he blocks, he catches one. I think he caught a round as whoever it was coming down the stairs. He caught a round on him. And then they tried to fire on him, and he turned his shield and blocked it. The other, I think Woods came down the stairs to answer and shot, and he shifted his shield, blocking that as he caught the guy out the window. No, he killed Woods right in front of him, and then the guy out the window came in and tried to kill him, and he had the time to reload because he had that time to drop the shield in front of him and reload.
I just remembering it back, I remember Woods came down, he popped off the shots, he managed to put his gun out the window, shoot Woods on the patio, but Kev came down the second he got that shot, sat in front of him for a second, he reloaded his gun while Kev was actively shooting the pistol, and then took down Kev.
So he did kill him on the patio first.
Yeah.
Unreal.
That was a fantastic and glorious mess.
Great way for BossFight to kick it off.
Yeah, you got stick some C4 on the ground floor as well. Alright.
I think I'm seeing some C4 from BossFight here. That could be good. Use some very good fire. I'm not sure how hard it is to see C4 on this kind of map with the lighting, but I don't think it's going to be particularly easy.
You know what? They took damage already. I heard the ouch from those rounds through the wood.
They placed
a few kind of preemptive nades come out from Weather Balloon there, not really doing much, though he could potentially take down Woods if he just places it towards center, which he's going to be landing directly on his head.
Shielded by the roof. Really lucky.
He got saved by a guardian angel there.
I think it's important to remember that these guys have so much footage and so much information on each other. They played each other so many times that they know who prefers to go where. They know UC Death likes this, that they'll sometimes rotate here. These guys are playing off so much experience. So you see these nades, and it's because they know this guy normally rotates in this direction, and this guy, it's just a lot of experience.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they can know intuitively, just as much as they know their teammates, they know beginners, and beginners knows boss fight.
Yeah.
It's like a tandem of just enemies, a beautiful tandem dance.
Who is far at the back?
But with these kind of plays, I'm kind of feeling like beginners is almost playing a little bit like a. I can't remember what team does it, but they kind of sit back in that northeast side, suppress the spawn house from the kind of black car in the far northeast, and they move up slowly through the playground while collapsing in on the center house simultaneously from the garden and also the playground. I'm getting a feeling of that, which I don't believe is the kind of standard tactic for beginners. But you know, it's also Suburbia 2. My kind of expectations are being thrown off here by the oddball pick.
This is very characteristic of the beginner's offense. Slow and methodical, poking and prodding their way around, shooting through the shrubs, trying to see if they can land any pre-fire, get any picks out, maybe catch BossFight getting antsy and rotating, but BossFight's staying very diligent. They know this is how beginners play. Again, they've played plenty, so they know that beginners are going to slow play it. They know they have to sit tight and wait, but somehow...
What the fuck? I just dropped dead for no reason.
What happened there? How did Killinger take him down? That's confusing.
How did I just die then?
Oh, I know now, yes, that is a bug. He's being seen by Killinger on the first floor when he's actually on the second floor. It's a pretty common one for Suburbia.
I remember that one too. We've seen it in spectate cam, sometimes we don't. Scorpio rotates around, catches two out before he's refragged by Killinger.
I killed one flanker.
I think Weatherman's going to be going for it. He wants Killinger dead. He wants to try and make sure he can't cross over to playground and get the revive.
Weatherballoon's so exposed here too. Ooh, getting aggressive, peeks out, catches Smoils. Woods here in a very exposed spot. Weatherballoon could have caught him out if he had just peeked through the window.
Man, Woods has got to pop up and take him down.
He wants to stay hidden from UC Death. Finally does get an easy shot onto Weatherballoon. Woods 43. Sorry, Killinger over here is letting loose some shots. I thought he had picked up a quick kill, but we're into a 3v3 now.
It is relatively even. Both sides still have this, but BossFight definitely has the advantage. There's a minute 45 left, and beginners, they're not in a fantastic position to actually start pushing, which they are not largely comfortable with. They're definitely not happy being in this kind of position on this objective with so little time remaining. They're going to have to start kind of thinking up some creative strategies if they want to take down the remaining members in the center house and possibly get the cap. I kind of don't see them trying to do that in such dangerous circumstances.
If Scooby goes down, they have a chance of rotating around.
Okay, just keep an eye out.
And catching out. You know, it's the possibility there. If Kev can snake his way up to the tank, get a headshot onto Scooby. So I feel like Hoochie and UC Death don't have a terribly good coverage of this objective. They're really just kind of staying tucked in, looking for Woods 43.
You guys, go trying to come out.
Yeah.
There it is. Scooby with a nice ride to smoke. Gets the point up. Killinger is coming up the stairs, though. Found one. Coming in fast. Gets another, but a quick trade, and we're into a 1v1.
I feel like we're seeing this in every... I think we're going to see this kind of 1v1 situation every single round as the series goes on. But this is definitely the beginner's advantage here.
There it is. Kev found the headshot into the two-story, and beginners with an answer back of the Marswalk round of their own tied up 1-1.
I think we're going to see this go all the way NightFiree. This is going to go 3-4, 4-3, 3-4, or something along those lines. I can't expect this to go dominatingly to either side at this point. Just from these first two rounds, I'm definitely feeling that.
Both teams are operating in peak condition right now, to say the least. You know, and like we were talking about this earlier, they're both coming in feeling very good, both undefeated, both winning two very strong games. And I think we have this clip here. I'm gonna have to post it real quickly. We'll bring it up here on the stream because, man, this is just absolutely unreal play. on this shield. I think we can even slow-mo it, so we're going to do that. We're going to drop it down to 0.5 speed so we can catch all the action here. So Woods comes down the stairs. He catches one shot. He keeps shooting, blocks the shots from Woods, catches him out. No, he gets Kev. Yeah, so Kev came in. He killed Kev, and then Icy Woods tried to rotate in from the patio, and he gets the reload off before Woods can come in and kill him.
Man, it was so fast. He kind of just mixed it up.
Yeah, catches Woods once, keeps taking shots at him. Did he reload twice? He dropped his pistol to his hip. I don't think he reloaded there.
It is possible to reload with your pistol on your hip, though. You can just push a mag into it.
Can you really?
Empty and boom. Yeah, you can. It's a pretty strong tactic.
Is that what he does here? Is he reloading with his hip? He has to. That's a full clip he puts out there. I don't know. Maybe I don't know how many rounds can that pistol hold? Because I guess he probably went through 7 and then another 3 to kill. Yeah, he missed a bunch of shots with Woods. But yeah, he probably had these last few shots to finish Kev off with.
Yeah,
And
there
then
is
had to
quite a
reload.
big kind of capacity in the G17, though. He's got a very large arsenal of bullets just ready to dish out on demand.
Unbelievable play from him, though, to get himself the round. But we are tied up. Beginner's answering back nicely with some good headshots, and I think you're right, Bucks. I think we're going to see fantastic plays and a back and forth here the whole night, whole afternoon. Jeez, I got my times all mixed up today.
It's going to be a long one, that's for sure. No way around it. If either side pulls ahead dramatically at any point during the series, you may call me the false predictor. Forever. At the end of time. Oh, this is kind of an aggressive defense from beginners here. Kev's position is kind of looking like he might be ready for a flank here. And relatively soon, he's kind of slowly edging his way into the sandbags.
Good shots there. Catching out Scooby-Doo. A nice long-range pick through this lane here. Got to be aware of these angles and Scooby just getting caught out on a rotation. I was talking about this route earlier. I don't know if this is the right approach, because you don't really need control of north side for this objective, but BossFight are definitely going to try and smoke out. This seems like they were going to smoke this lane and cross and try and rotate around, take out spoils, and take control of the north side of the map. They're not really moving. Weather Balloon, UC Deathuchi, they're all just kind of sitting here, letting these smokes cook out.
I think they're kind of scared of a potential frag coming from, say, Smoils or Woods 43.
Scorpio might find some action pretty soon here if he decides to peek this corner over zealously. To find Kev patiently waiting for him on that corner.
The fact that beginners have managed to instill that much patience into Kev is rather impressive. The Scorpio's getting pretty antsy by the playground. It's just kind of running about in circles, popping up pre-fire angles.
Oh, Kev's got to hear this now.
Still holding that angle. He doesn't want to peek out.
Boils through the wood, catches Weather Balloon with the shield and the nade that he had. Kremp catches UC Death.
Not ideal. Now Hoochie has to get this revive, but Smalls is just waiting for it. He knows that Hoochie is going to go for it. But it doesn't matter apparently, because he's just ready for it.
It's still going to be super hard. They have Woods here, Killinger's here. They need Scorpio to draw way more of a distraction. Now Woods isn't. Woods is looking over here. He's peeking up over that shrub.
And he's going into the light as well. This is the worst position he could possibly be on this street right now. It's very lit up. The corpse is in the dead center of the light.
He can make it past that little area. He might have been able to grab the reses, but Woods finally catches him out. Gets that kill, and beginners take the lead 2-1.
Well, I think we can assume it's going to go 2-2 next round.
We'll see. We'll see if beginners break any strong offensive pushes out here. I do expect some good coordination for them to come out here, and maybe BossFight can muster up an aggressive defense, find some picks early, get that advantage they need. But if beginners can get momentum, they're definitely a hard team to stop. They're also very good at coming back. Beginners do not roll over, so even if you do get a lead on them, they will fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Neither side wants to give kind of any amount of space to the other team. They just want to constantly smother each other, make sure no one has the big advantage either morally or literally in the score. They have to stay paced or one side's just going to pull away and that's the end of it. So they are not going to give any space at any point. I'm hyped, NightFiree. I'm very hyped now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, an excellent way to kick off this series. The multi-stream is in full effect. If you don't know what that is, head on over to the Discord. I guess there's also a someone can link it in chat. But we have 2 games going on, another one over on Master League 2, so if you want to be able to pop in between and see what score lines are going on and what's happening with Lemon Squad versus Silent Purge, you can. It's a bit of an EU bonanza today, isn't it, Bucks?
It is, yeah. I guess it's a Sunday, 8 p.m. GMT. It's a good kind of time. Every team likes to play at this kind of time. Everyone's back from work. Nobody's tired. Still got a little bit of light maybe in summer, but it's pitch black right now. So everyone's got nothing better to do but play Onward.
Oh, so
just Onward.
So me saying it is night has been accurate then.
Yes, it's totally pitch black and has been for about 3 hours.
No.
Well, then we're also simulating real life, aren't we? Playing on a night map.
Yeah, I guess so. They don't want to like hurt their eyes by going to a bright midday.
Wow, look at that smoke. Almost perfectly placed into that gap, into that entry point in the lane 3, but a little to the left. Should do the job though and cover that. BossFight have nobody holding that angle.
Yeah, that's pretty scary. But I'm liking this defense from BossFight, really. They've got a nice stack on objective, but they still have a guy watching their flank. It feels like it's been a while. Textbook good defense and a textbook good nade as well. That was perfect to take down score. Beautiful.
Very nicely placed. That is an easy res, though. Have to go for it. Scooby can push up there and pick up Scorpio pretty quick.
They know beginners rather though. They know that the second they try and go for that revive, there's going to be very, very quickly a nade coming over to confirm both of them. Well, down one, confirm the other. That's how beginners likes to bait people out on maps like this. And with nades like that.
Scooby is going to go for the res. He knows it's risky.
That's to the right of basketball hub.
But he has the clearance. Nobody is covering these angles. He can cross the street fairly easily. And you're right, unless a nade comes up, if a nade comes over, yes, it'll catch both of them, but I don't think Woods is close enough to hear.
Possibly.
Yeah,
But I
Scooby's
feel
gonna
like
get
having it kind of an intrinsic kind of link to know that someone's getting revived, but I guess not. They've lost that link.
good res coming out. And Weather Balloon's kind of just lingering in the back at spawn. Doesn't want to really go up into this corner that he's now opted for.
Beginners are definitely a little bit scared of a flanker hit. Looking at the overhead, you have the 2 guys sitting both in sickness spot and at the tank.
Yeah.
They're definitely looking out for anyone coming through that kind of main alley divider between the center and the playground, and also someone coming from the street in the southwest. They're definitely very, very scared of that, but I don't see BossFight trying to get a flank out. Not on this objective. No way. That's far too dangerous.
Not in this matchup in the way it's been playing out either. It's been so back and forth. You really want to stay tight and tucked on your positions and force the best plays out of beginners. And this is, I think, beginners' heaven because they can really just relax and take their time. Kev, Smoils, they can just chill, watch their back. Killinger, Woods, these guys are just hanging out, waiting to see if anybody's going to do any sort of movements or rotations. And now Woods finally starting to make a small throw-in attempt here, just trying to see if he can catch any angles in the grass.
He did pick up Icy Woods, but the Woods brother is kind of slowly approaching. He might take out Hoochie, but it's the other way around. Hoochie picks up the other Woods brother now. The beginners are very much out in the plains.
Yeah, they pushed without fucking calls.
Upset that he loses 2 and drops back off of that at east side. Great denial from BossFight right there. Beginners now into a 3v5.
Danger close, magic fence.
Kev's being the one aggressive, pushing up the center passage. I think Scooby's kind of knows he's going to try and push up the center bit. Or at least Scorpio is. He's kind of getting antsy, looking over his left-hand side towards that passage.
But it was really good call-outs from Scooby. I think he somehow ID'd movement over there in the shrubs, calls it out, and you see Death had his eyes trained and catches out Kev pretty quickly. Now Killinger, with some smoke studies tossed, tries to maybe create the magic over here on the east side. He has a really good on-point smoke on the Weather Balloon and UC Death. He has to catch out Hoochie if he wants to make anything happen here, though.
Hoochie keeps looking over his shoulder towards Scorpio, and if he just does that at the wrong time, as it seems is Murphy's law, Killinger's going to take him down, and he has a pretty good range towards the east side. But not if Killinger pops off those shots just into nothingness.
You were trying to make it work, but just can't find the shots. You see Death managing to avoid the bounce through the wood. Hoochie trying to nade Killinger on the car, but not quite far enough.
He's actually made it pretty far. He's actually way out to the end of the street. Stands up.
One down on the right, one down on the right. That's
Instantly
2 enemies
railed
left.
by Scooby. Not sure what the plan was there for Smoils.
BossFight looking very good. 5 alive. Killinger with 25 seconds left has a tall order ahead of him. Finds 1. Finds 2. Can't find the 3rd as Scooby finally takes him down, and BossFight tied up 2-2.
A worthy attempt, I'd say. Getting a 2K just before you run out of time, before you get taken down from the other end of the map. I'd say that's a worthy attempt.
Ourselves a barn burner, man.
Indeed. I'm not kind of sure about my prediction now, though. That was a dominating win for BossFight. They took that without losing a single member until the very end. 2 kills. They got down once and no more. So potentially we might see BossFight be really strong on defense.
That was a super strong hold from them. I mean, to have 5 alive. I don't know, though. I just feel like beginners never really had a good push there. They just got picked off. You know, they kind of lingered around, waited for something to happen, and then got slowly picked. And they didn't invest a ton of utility. There was not a lot of nades coming out. I didn't really think I saw any utility coming in from them.
Yeah, all we got was that first nade on the Scorp, and then we had the smokes kind of just fading out into nothingness, and then that was it. There was no more beginners. Beginners got beginners by just running out of time.
Like the current scoreline is, well, if I'm in the past, but it is what I just saw, 3-2 Lemon Squad.
Going towards either Lemon Squad or Lemon Squad or Silent Purge. Lemon Squad. Oh, a good one. I imagine it's a good one.
We got ourselves a fine one right here in front of us, though. Beginners going on the defensive. Killinger is going to go up and tuck himself into that 18-wheeler corner. Actually, he's going to get up a little bit further. Tosses a nice nade, just a flash.
Oh, if that was a nade and a little bit more, that could have been good. So the double double nade. Was that Killinger? But he takes down two by the APC, and another nade comes out and takes down Weather. There's 3 down for BossFight, but not anymore. They're all getting revived.
Okay, so Killinger
Killed himself with his own grenade.
but also down 2 at APC.
Yeah, and then Kev came with another onto Weather Balloon.
So did he
Not
throw...
sure. I think it's got 2, yeah. It must have been given a one by friendly.
Right, because he threw a flashbang and then 2 nades.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
that
a very
confused
common
me.
tactic that Kev loves to do, that hand nades at other people or get given them. He loves it. I have a feeling that's his influence showing, bearing its teeth at BossFight.
That could have been very good if that confirmation nade had gone out the way he wanted it to.
Yeah, absolutely. That could have been the end for BossFight round. But man, BossFight playing this strong. They're not deterred at all by those nades. This is going to burn themselves dry. Now they're going straight through their shields and elements.
I can hardly hear you under this firebox. I need to adjust my audio after this round. I do apologize. I think it's a little too loud. A lot of suppression coming in. The smokes are out. BossFight and Woods. They're pinching beginners on both sides. Woods is fully occupied. Finally, Icy Woods finds Scooby-Doo, so now they can reshift their focus over here to this 4-man push onto objective. The smokes are thick. Kev's pushed up to a little bit of a forward position, maybe able to catch a couple people out. A lot of free flyers coming in through that wood, but not landing onto Kev.
Yeah, Kev is getting seriously lucky. This is going to be a big force for beginners.
Yeah, I think 1.4 cranked my audio up a little bit higher than normal.
Oh dear, beginner's defense is a little bit crumbly there. Kev going down, another one as well. But now it's just Hoochie, the one man, damaged and wounded, bleeding out, trying to head back over to the east and try and reconsider this offense. He has the time to do whatever he desires.
Go for that full rotation. This could work out if he can manage to navigate his way around and cross the street without anyone detecting him and get to that north side. He can be behind Woods and Smoils, make some havoc. I don't know if Icy Woods is going to be watching this angle, but I think that's the way they're delegating in. At the overhead, it doesn't look like Woods is paying any attention here.
He's kind of flicking between them. He's a little bit spooked. With Smalls, I think, has a long-range angle from the objective all the way over to the east-hand side. It's a very, very thin one, though. But it appears that Hoochie is kind of already past it due to the cover from those picket fences.
I don't think Woods has any night vision or anything either. It looks like he's just using his...
You would be correct there. No night vision at all.
Well, I'm going to turn off our flashlight and we'll get a better perspective of just how hard it might be to see Hoochie here.
Well, Woods is dedicating a lot of his time to looking over towards center and the objective as well.
I think if Hoochie goes into the light, it's going to be a wrong move. And at 55 on the clock as well, so has plenty of time to work with here.
Was the dangerous move.
Yeah.
He has to see Woods here.
Goes right into the light, plays right into Icy Wood's hand, and beginners go up 3-2.
Another Master round being taken by the teams here. I feel like another Volk round rather being taken by the teams. I feel like after that kind of first round, we're just seeing Volk round, Volk round, Volk round. The defense is so strong here. I feel like that's the signature of beginners and BossFight also. But BossFight definitely has that edge on Marsok. So potentially on if they take this take this Volk round, we could see them go strong into that final round of Suburbia 2. It all depends on what the objective is, NightFiree. If we see that burning objective after this round, oh, it could be bad news. It could be seriously bad news. Or send a house. There's 2 bad objectives that are remaining that could be possibly picked by the RNG gods here, and it's not good for beginners on either end. But it all relies on BossFight taking this round. That's the one thing they need.
Right, beginners did get their first Marsoc. The first round was a Marsoc win.
Yeah.
So we haven't been, you know, that's to say that there are some weak points potentially in BossFight's defense. So we'll see if beginners can exploit
But it
that.
was BossFight that got the first Marsoc round.
Right, that's true as well.
Yeah. Beginners have been nabbing up their Volk rounds.
Like we will see if beginners are going to take this map or if we're going to go into a round number 7 as we kick off round number 6 of this first map. BossFight versus beginners. It has been a fantastic matchup so far, down to the wire on nearly every map except for every round except for that dominating performance by BossFight on defense.
I'm kind of feeling this is the round where Scorpio and Weatherblue might be more aggressive than usual coming through center. I feel like that's kind of something they do in this scenario.
See how it works for them. Nades coming in and nearly catching out.
He killed Woods with that one.
Yeah. I think the Scorpio weather balloon position is interesting because we've seen beginners with really good nades up and over the top of rooftops. That's an easy double kill there if they can spread a nade up and over that roof.
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't really think beginners on this objective is going to try and get a nade over towards that position. That's more for the like east red car objective or something along those lines. But this one, they aren't really too big of a fan because, you know, they can't directly cover the objective except for Scorpio's single position standing on top of the plant box looking over the bush. That can be a strong one, but it is very exposed from the west and the east both.
Scooby-Doo's getting up into the smokes. He's trying to relocate them. A nade comes out and catches Icy Woods as he gets up. And Scooby-Doo is going to try and totally deny beginners this cross here. Smokes are getting shifted everywhere, and now the coverage is going to be gone. Icy Woods is here, though. He catches Scooby. He's on objective. He tucks in, pads out. You see Death's not here. Scorpio's pushing the codes, getting punched in. BossFight. Just save it.
That was far too close for BossFight there. Beginners, I think he must have been on the last 2 digits or something. Though it seems that Beginners is trying to go for this anyway. They took down Scorpio. Scorpio, though, manages to get avenged by UC Death, but it's only just one left on Beginners, NightFiree.
That was a fast play out of beginners, Bucks. I'd like to make this a note in history.
First fast play from beginners in centuries. People have lived and died the time it took for them to get this aggressive play out of their system. And it didn't work out for them. Not at all. Well, it worked out pretty well until it all didn't. But you know, let's see the objective. Oh, NightFiree. It's bad news for beginners. It's very bad news. It's the center house.
What?
And beginners, they love their 5 men in the objective building on this objective. And BossFight, they love their shields. But who do you think is going to win? Enclosed space against shields, or who do you think is going to win out of that? The enclosed space or the shield? I'm going to put my bet on the shield.
Yeah, especially with what we've seen today already out of those really good plays from Weather Balloon. It could tip in the favor of the shield user here. So BossFight doubled down on it, and I don't know. The new thing here that we haven't really seen a lot of is that C4 is definitely an option in defending this middle house now, and that could throw a wrench in some attempted plays. So I would expect some C4 to be placed as well on bottom floor.
Yeah, potentially we could see C4 planted, say, just by the stairs on the corner and on the objective with one guy sitting outside of objective, which beginners does sometimes do, just sitting waiting with both detonators in hand One to stop the cap, and one to stop the push starting in the first place. That could certainly work very well for beginners.
Right up here. 3. Great Sunday night matchup here. If you are just tuning in, you've only missed a fantastic start to get into.
Yeah, you missed 90% of it.
Well, it's just the first map, really. We still got 2 more maps to go, Bucks. There's plenty of action left. We're hopping into round 7 of the map number 1. Boss fight versus beginners.
It doesn't seem that Boss Fight is going to go for a direct push on the objective. I heard a call saying that they're going to try and go for slide, something like that. Maybe going to be trying to take down that possible member that could be sitting in the gardens. That would be a good pick.
Really Smoke's coming out here. Smoils coming out and around. They do find Killinger out, but Smoils grabs one. Scooby gets tagged, and Smoils may try and rotate around for Killinger. Hoochie's trained on it and does confirm Killinger. Now Hoochie likely going to drop back and pick up Scooby, turn it into a 4v4. Somehow they lost someone in the middle.
Yeah, that was Killinger. He got pretty aggressive, pushing straight up and got taken down. And Scorpio was the one that got taken down by Killinger shortly before that. So at least they traded, so it's all equal up for both sides here. On scores and players, they're very spooked.
Moyle's getting distracted by the shield. Could spell doom for him. Hoochie's trained in here. The whole team, entirety of boss fights, tucked into this playground area, and a nade's coming up and over right where Smoils was, but a good shoot and then rotation. He is able to get one. Weather Balloon can't land those pistol shots. Smoils wreaking havoc on this boss fight offense, finally getting picked up by UC Death.
It took quite some doing, but he's down. The cat is down, and now they just have to deal with the 3 remaining members inside center house. Now we can probably inspect the house, do some little inspection, see if there's any C4 planted. So far, I'm not really seeing any planted at all, which is an interesting choice, I find. They definitely have the points available to do so.
I mean, there's so many good spots you can put it, too. All sorts of little ledges where they have to go into the area before you detonate it, like...
I think there's a decent chance they still got one in next garden, next yard across the south.
It's interesting,
That's some
Scooby.
loud communication from
Yeah,
Scooby, yeah.
Scooby's radioing in, but his whole team is literally right here. I think he could probably just talk without having to be on the comms.
It's, yeah, I think you could hear him across the entirety of Suburbia at this point. He's really feeling the adrenaline. The second he went down, his voice, I think, raised about 3 octaves, and it became very loud.
Hey man,
But the pressure, that can cause you to play pretty well,
Yeah,
or pretty badly.
A high-intensity matchup here. People are definitely feeling it right now. We're tied up 3v3. It's threes across the board. 3.5 minutes left. 3v3 with... Almost a perfect smoke if it had rolled down that rooftop.
It is slowly rolling, slowly but surely. And it's going to go off the edge just a little bit, I think. That nade! The nade! It's so strong!
And Woods, Weather Balloon's up here with the shield now. He's got 2. He gets killed by UC Death, but UC Death redeems himself, catches out the final beginners, and Boss Fight take the first map 4-3.
They're really making it hard to, like, write the script for, well, predict the script for the VRML show. That nade was so devastating.
Yeah. Then the
perfectly cooked.
How do you team kill a shield? Oh my gosh.
I don't know, NightFiree. I guess they were really spooked by how Weatherblade was up there already. Man, what a play though, what a play. What do you think the next map's going to be? I'm calling a Bazaar. Nice and standard.
Yeah, very likely. Quarantine has been banned. Subway has been banned. So Downfall also something that we could be seeing coming out here. Nice long-range map with I don't know, maybe I don't know if, do you think beginners like Downfall, considering how long of range it is and the timer is still the same as if it was on Suburbia?
I don't think they are, no. Because my experience is against beginners, if you're on defense, so if beginners pick it, you can win against them. Definitely. Just make sure you don't peek out, don't do anything stupid, don't allow a cap, and boom, you're going to try and get that, but they're picking Downfall anyway, which I find very interesting.
Sure. But a bit expected with the current bans that were thrown out there. If Downfall, I mean, Downfall is pretty much going to be one of the three if it's on there. Very rarely do you get Downfall not banned and not picked same map. It's a lot of people. It's a long range map, but at the same time it offers it forces a lot of very good team play. And I have been coming around to actually spectating it. It just takes a little bit sometimes for those plays to come into effect.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure I can predict how BossFight's going to play on this map. I'm not sure what they could possibly do. Potentially they can play fast, they can play slow. I just don't know, NightFiree. What do you think? Do you think they're going to go fast? Do you think they're going to go slow on this map, on Downfall?
I think BossFight are going to be playing this as fast as possible. I don't know, man. I think this is going to be a pretty slow and methodical map here, BossFight and beginner. I think we can maybe expect some interesting plays depending on spawn out of BossFight. But, you know, I mean, if you get bad spawns, there's no way to play a bad spawn fast.
Yeah, that can be a pretty big issue. It's the game of ROG on Downfall. You got to just hope you don't get a bad spawn, because if you get a good spawn, it's easy runnings, really. But otherwise, you've got a serious fight, like the dumpster objectives and starting off in the North Hotel. That's my perhaps most hated spawn. But this spawn, you can definitely class as good. Wow.
We'll see.
That's a hell of a spawn to start off.
Yeah, we'll see what beginners do with this. I think I wouldn't be surprised if they rotated and tried to go north with this spawn, but they are going to send 3 up the ravine. Actually, I think they're all kind of opting to direct their focus here. And oh yeah, this is a common beginner strategy. Sending one way up here on the hill, all the way around.
Classic Woods 43 play. Classic. Oh, and Weatherballoon is just ready himself in the white building as well. I thought he was trying to bait out some shots with his tablet, but no, he was just placing on the windowsill to make sure he could see it, should he need to, without pulling it out. Very nice tactic.
Now everyone is pretty well tucked in. For what the effective strategy is for beginners here, they're definitely going to need to utilize the utility in abundance.
They're going to need to take white building. They take white building, go around far south, and that's their usual play here. But taking Weatherballoon down is going to be rough, since he knows how beginners likes to play this.
One in White House may have got him, not 100%.
Kev did try to hit him through the window, couldn't land those shots, so Weatherballoon is going to be aware of at least one here.
Oh, there's the baiting from Weatherballoon with the tablet. Oh, Kev recognized immediately, though. That's pretty impressive. He knew that was a tablet.
Yeah, what's the super sampling up to? 3 or 4 over there? How's he seeing edges like that?
Pretty high.
Unbelievable.
I guess because Kev did get like a solid 3 shots directly on it, he knew that it was just a tablet, since he didn't immediately vanish.
I wonder who just took those shots at Woods. Because Woods just took about 3 or 4 rounds, nearly hitting him, but hanging right in front of the...
I believe that's Scooby from Center Hotel. On the 2nd floor, interestingly.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that's really
It's going to be a
risky.
very nice shot if he hits it.
He doesn't see him. He's just sending out
just
suppressive
suppressing
fire.
it, yeah. He's still just left if he actually wants to hit Woods or have any chance of hitting Woods. Not gonna be said. The same cannot be said for like Killinger and Icy Wood and Smiles, all suppressing the center hotel now.
His position is if he gets identified by Woods way up on the hill, it's going to be very bad news for him. And I think Woods may have finally spotted him out there. And now he basically can't move.
Hoochie's being really aggressive though. He's sitting outside the objective room, and that's always a dice roll. Will you get headshot? Will you not get a headshot? Find out next time on Beginners versus Boss Fight.
He's shooting at me, but I lost track of him.
Woods 43 finds Weather Balloon, and Hoochie and everybody are really focusing on Woods up on the hill.
It is such a threatening position. Icy Wood picks up Scooby on center. Boss Fight looking, rather Beginners are looking good here. Boss Fight not so much, so they did try and equal out with that pick onto Killinger.
Hoochie here finally gets picked off by Woods 43, who's up on the hill, still wreaking havoc. Finally drops his LMG clip, which he's done. I mean, he's just been raining down fire from this hilltop, and Beginners could be looking at a cap opportunity if they can get one underneath.
It's definitely a possibility, but UC Death is going to be waiting for that. Sitting on the second floor, looking outside. He knows the second he hears footsteps, he just has to call out for Scorp, tell him to start running, and just go for that building. Go for that building on the first floor. He needs to. But Scorpio, you know, he could also preemptively rotate. There's just a lot of options for them right now. But the options, they might just take down Beginners instead. No point defending with offense being the best defense.
Death here getting shot by Kev, finally gets taken down. Kev was trying to hit him in the two-story before when he got that kill, but now we're into a Beginners win as they find that final pick and kick off downfall 1-0.
I'd say that's as expected. Beginners, they love that play. Send one guy far south, pick off white building, just pepper the objective, boom, that's it. That's the classic Beginners play for downfall. I'm surprised, honestly, that BossFight seem kind of unprepared for it. They always do that on that objective and that spawn.
I suspect this is the trend we'll see in this map as well. A lot of back and forth here.
Yeah, absolutely. BossFight are going to have to play the Marsok round to keep that trend going. Then Volk, Marsok. That's not going to be a good time. They do get that objective, and if they get the good spawn, the quick spawn in the northwest, and they play that fast, then the first Marsok round is absolutely achievable. But they just have to get lucky with the RNG spawns as usual.
Fired up and see if BossFight can answer back with a Marsok round of their own. Hop into round number 2 of map 2. BossFight taking that first map on Suburbia, and now Beginners trying to answer back. They're not going to have that quick spawn either, so we'll see what BossFight opts to do with this. The long rotation.
They got perhaps the worst spawn.
It forces you to do a long rotation east or a long rotation north.
Oh my fucking teammate just ran in front of me. Oh my god, I can't believe that happened.
Weather Balloon runs in front of Scooby and he double headshots 2 people at the same time.
I'm so sorry,
I gotta say, he wanted to even
that
up
was
for both
probably
sides. Wants to keep it fair.
Wow, that's a roller coaster of emotion right there. Yes, I got an early kill. No, I just murdered one of my teammates.
Oh dear. But man, Scooby is such a sharpshooter with that LMG, that M249 across downfall in such a short period of time. He took a few shots there, almost got taken down, but you got to be careful with him.
Killinger did indeed spot that crossing. He's pretty trained in over there, and Let's see what the rest of BossFight is doing. They are sending 2 east, and one's gone right up the middle. Risky move from Hoochie, but he's gotten himself into this little windowsill here, and he's trying to catch anybody who's pushed forward a little bit, but beginners are all tucked in close to objective.
Wow, I'm just taking a look at the shot that Scooby-Doo pulled off. That was from North Hotel to the South Ravine as he poked his head over the hill next to the white building. That's a very, very tight shot that he maybe only had, what, half a second to line up for? He was not messing about with that one.
I see that angle.
Very impressive.
A very, I mean, top-tier strat right there. Friend suggestion. Top-tier strat right there.
Checking Facebook mid-cast, unbelievable.
No, it's just the
NightFiree.
notification came up. I can't help it. Everybody saw it. I have to address it.
I'm pasting it inside bungalow.
BossFight have kind of slowed down though. I think they're going to try and do the beginner strategy. They're waiting for that guy in the far south to get up in the hills, give some overwatch of the objective, and then they're all going to converge from those 3 separate angles: the west, the northeast, and the southeast.
Scorpio doesn't seem to be quite as experienced in the ways of this route, though. Well, maybe he is. He's just going for his own strategy here, but he's going way far around. Instead of utilizing the dunes that are there, you can kind of dip in behind cover. He's, I guess, going for complete. He doesn't want to be seen at all.
Mm-hmm.
Minutes left too. I mean, that rotation is going to take about 1.5 minutes to run down from. Be a minute.
God, I can't believe I got that team kill.
Oh, Scooby is still mentally affected by that team kill. He's very sad still inside the west bungalow. Just saw him
I
kill
also
himself.
believe I may have taken fire from South Guard. Not sure if it was upstairs or downstairs, but South Guard.
And he's kind of mistaking some positions. He thinks there's someone in South Overwatch, but there very much is not. That's totally clear. The entirety of the South is more than open for BossFight.
Yeah, beginners are heavily invested on objective 2 in that dumpster building, 1 inside objective building, and then Killinger across. Not sure what Killinger's effective position is. Maybe he's watching that west side, but they really don't have a good coverage at all on the ravine here, and it's pretty much a free move for UC Death to just come up straight to objective.
Yeah, you're right. There is a Smile skulking about in the first floor of the objective
true.
building. That's the scary one. Got to be careful of that cat. Ooh, the Hoochie though, he's got the dangerous angle. He could actually approach pretty much all the way to the side of the objective building where Woods and Kev are, possibly unseen if Killinger isn't peeking the window, and get the cap without them realizing. But that would be a very tall order for Hoochie to pull off. A very tall order.
Killinger would really have to fail on his defense there, because I think that's what Killinger's supposed to be looking for in a sense. Supposed to be watching, maintaining coverage of that area. But you're right, if Hoochie, even if Hoochie can get up here and get up to Killinger and kill him in the window, that would be a great move to do.
Absolutely. Oh, Kev's kind of dicing with Deathbeak in the windows here. Hoochie's ready and waiting, moving up there.
They tried to toss an airburst to squeeze.
Hoochie's going for cap. Unbelievable.
Killinger gonna spot it is the question.
I don't think so. He's might not be looking at the floor. But if Hoochie gets this, best player of all time, the beginners, they're definitely not going to let this go down easily. Scorpio goes down, and Woods also goes down.
He's made it. You see, Des trades with Killinger, and Kevin Woods are not gonna peek up and over this window here.
My heart's pumping that I could actually get this. The
Hoochie's
kills are
coming in for
out.
the cap. There's 2 alive. Scooby-Doo needs to keep the distraction and keep the suppression onto objective, and Hoochie He's pad
10
out.
seconds though.
Oh my gosh, he has to go quick. There goes Scooby, and he's right here. He's punching in the code. Can he
5
do it in
seconds.
time? Can he do it in time? 3. He picks the corner, and BossFight take the count.
Oh my god, with 0 seconds and Kev pushing in the corner. Unbelievable.
Holy smokes.
Oh my god, NightFiree. What? I can't believe he actually did that. I can't believe he pulled it off. And I called it as well. This series is going to give me a heart attack.
BossFight plays today, man. They are really breaking them out. We've had fantastic plays from Weather Balloon, an unbelievably daring move from Hoochie, but perfectly timed. UC Death comes around the backside, catches Killinger, distracts him so that he'll never see Hoochie there, and all the while Scooby is just doing work, catches a headshot to really distract the 2 guys in objective building. And I don't know how he somehow finally realizes that maybe they're capping, and he decides to peek that corner, but literally a second left on. It's down to 0-0-0 on the timer right now.
Yeah, the second Kev ran around the corner and took down Hoochie, the uplink went out, I think. That could not have been timed better. That was milliseconds. Someone needs to go frame by frame for the clip and just see that. Because unbelievable timing. Hoochie was incredibly lucky there. A second later, maybe proning a little bit earlier, that would have not been a cap. Unbelievable. That was definitely a pre-planned play as well. Hoochie proning up, suppression from Scooby, the distraction from UC Death. That was not something on the fly. They knew they were going to do that from the start. And they did that with 4 people as well.
Maybe they did with...
They didn't even need Weather Balloon. Well, 4 from the start, that is.
Right. They both teams had 4 from the start, though. I do think about it that way.
Yeah. The heart's starting to slow down, NightFiree. I may not have a heart attack after all. I may be safe. But man, hopefully we'll be hopping into this next round soon, because I really want to see this. And we're on the new objective as well. And it's a good one for BossFight, so maybe Downfall could go strong to BossFight. We could see this go 4-1 or 4-2.
Wow. The answer back, though, I mean, I was not expecting a cap. On that, wow, that play was so well done. Perfectly timed, and just very nice job from BossFight to get and sneak in there. That takes such a risk, right? Because Hoochie could have been up there firing in on the same 2 guys trying to get the kills as well.
Yeah, he could have. BossFight are definitely going to be having the big morale boost though, but again, this is dangerous. Beginners, when they get in these situations, they're like flick a switch in their heads, and boom, they stop making mistakes. They just go one after the other. They come back every single round. I don't know how they do it, but it kind of scares me. I think we may see that coming, and it'll be a big shot. Yeah, Scooby spotted that.
I heard yelling.
The telltale sign.
Woods has worked his way up into this 2-story. He could be a pretty nice threat down onto Scooby, though.
Precarious situation.
Scooby says he's in a precarious situation. He's going to have to waste the smoke to get out. But again, it's a Volt smoke. They're pretty much worthless anyway.
Yeah, okay.
There's the smoke, and he's going to try and drop back. Wood's going to go up on that top floor and look for the picks, but he won't find it.
He's covered by the white building now. He's well and truly made his escape, and he's in the dark room now. Oh no, he's behind the northwest building. He's not gone into the dark room. That could be a very solid position.
Wells just sending out some shots. That takes stock of the rest of beginners. Got 2 in the east, 3 up north, and I don't know if well, I guess the beginners are really just waiting it out up there. You have 2 basically at spawn on the north side. Kev, you're trying to take some shots. Does find Scorpio.
One down, central hotel.
Very nice shot there. But that's not really opened up a hole in the defense of BossFight, which is kind of unfortunate for beginners, because they've got the 2 inside the center hotel. Maybe they won't expect the 2 to be in there. Maybe they've like reviewed the footage of previous BossFight matches and they will know there's going to be 2 in there. But if they assume wrong, we could see maybe 2 go down if they rush the center hotel without fully checking it.
Yeah, we'll see. That was a really good pick there to start it off for beginners, to take down that center hotel position. BossFight still have a really nice kill box around objective. Just very weak coverage over here on the west side.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for beginners to break through there. The kill box is such a strong strategy.
Well, all you have to do is come in.
Oh, the west though, yeah, the west is the weak. But again, that is UC Death, I believe, on the 2nd floor. He could look out the window and see west, so it is relatively safe. But he just has to keep an eye out of there. But if they approach from tight along the center hotel, then yeah, it's pretty bad news. And we got some sneaky snakes coming out on the far south here. Kevin Killinger slowly coming across the south side, going towards that strong west dumpster position, the staging grounds of an attack from the south over this objective.
Scooby-Doo. Yeah, he's going to deny that attempted cross on the north. Uh-oh, I'm getting some lag, are you?
I'm good here.
Okay.
One down skip and
So I did manage to get Kev on the far south. The Weatherballoon getting a nice shot, but Killinger is still there, and he has the cover of Kev's body now to block the shots.
one down, there's one more between skip south car.
Oh man, Weatherballoon seems a little bit stressed. He's breathing into his mic very heavily, just like exasperation, because Killinger is what? Oh, Killinger's actually down. I didn't even realize he's gone down in a prone position that looks like he's holding his gun. That's very oh no, he is alive. Okay, that's very confusing. He really looked like a corpse there. That's very impressive playing dead by Killinger there. That
Looks just like the body right next to him. Icy Woods catches out Scooby-Doo, but shots coming in from Weatherballoon onto that cross. Beginners are into a 3v3. Woods somehow managed to push up from red car.
He's been slowly making his way down unnoticed by anybody. The UC Def's going to be watching that north side. He can't cross over until UC is dealt with or distracted.
Trading here over on that
I don't know if I
west
got him, but there's
street.
one at the side of skip building.
Gucci getting very distracted as Smoils tried to push out. UC Death catches him from the 2-story. Icy Woods trying to find that refrag. They're coming in from both sides. 45 seconds.
Though, Icy Woods to get spotted. Weatherballoon has to know he's coming.
Weatherballoon gets up off the ground, trades.
Now it's just Killinger, the team captain. Can he pull it off against the UC and also Hoochie?
Wow. If he had won that trade, who knows what could have happened. But Hoochie's the last man standing, and BossFight take their defensive round 3-1.
BossFight are going to be feeling absolutely on top of the world right now. Hopefully they can keep that going because, man, they're looking so good right now with their defense and their offense. Both of them are looking solid. It's been quite a long time, it seems, since BossFight last beat beginners. In fact, if we take a look quickly, let's see, it was... Rolling down, there you go. It was April 29th, back in Season 4 that BossFight last beat beginners, and it was 11-8.
Wow.
That's quite some time ago.
That is a long time. We're going to pop into this replay here because I want to highlight a couple of things that happened with this cap and how well coordinated it was.
10 months to be exact. 10 months.
We're watching the replay, Bucks. 30 seconds left on the clock. Woods gets picked up by Scooby. You see Death. You can see him coming in around that backside, catches out Killinger. And that's that coordination that was vital for this to work out. Woods dropping here is necessary because I think Woods could have maybe checked out the window if he wasn't being suppressed. You see Death catching Killinger is huge because Killinger may have been able to spot out a leg or something from Hoochie. And then to have that suppressive fire continue here and then catch Woods out again. I mean, really nice distraction plays from Scooby here, completely forcing Kev into the corner and allowing Hoochie to get up here. I mean, what a down-to-the-wire play. Literally 0 seconds left on the clock when the cap comes in.
Yeah, unbelievable. I think that's going to be going in Hoochie's personal book of just achievements. He's got like it hanging on the wall or something from his like 2,500 hours of Onward experience. Something like that is an incredible number. But the very few amazing experiences he has are well and truly stored in that folder forever.
Beginners now have their backs against the wall. It is definitely a comfortable place for beginners. They do very well when they need to play well. They're good under pressure, and we'll see if they can come back and go with 3 unanswered rounds to win this map and stay in the series.
You know, I'm not liking how BossFight kind of got trapped in the northeast to start off with here, though there is nobody stopping them from going south. They have been stopped totally from going towards the far north where North Hotel is, which is kind of potentially worrying. It might affect them just subconsciously.
They put themselves into that position because they took those early shots right away, so I'm not sure what their strategy was. I think they wanted to invest in an early pick over having their position being given away, and you're right, they do not have that option to go to North Hotel anymore. It's going to be way too hard.
Yeah, there is Woods kind of watching from the first floor in the window. Could potentially maybe take down UCDF if he stands up on top of the hill. Well, the mini little hill just next to him, but that or peeking the windows, his position is not too useful right now. I'm surprised, honestly, he hasn't rotated to where Killinger is right now. The second floor, just outside the doorway. That gives him a much better line of sight towards the northeast, and also some good cover as well.
East red check alcove, run.
Communication there, Killinger. Don't try to kill them as Woods takes some shots.
I'm surprised they don't want to kill them. What's the plan behind that? There must be something.
Maybe they still want to stay hidden here in this middle hotel. I feel like their position's pretty well known in the hotel. I think that's where the early shots were taken.
Or if not, at least it's a very common position to take on this objective. Hell, BossFight took the exact same positions. 2 people inside Center Hotel.
Little pot shots getting spread out across the map. Hoochie taking some shots over on the south side, some shots coming in from the north. Like Weather did manage to get to North Hotel, and so he's worked his way up onto that top rooftop. Dumping out some fire, causing a little bit of a distraction, and it's really just BossFight poking and prodding right now.
Yeah, maybe kind of being this slow might kind of bite them here. Scorpio's way in the far south, which isn't too useful of a position on this particular objective, really. So potentially, if the rest of the team goes down, we could be seeing him kind of rush towards objective with 2 seconds remaining, which would not be exactly ideal for BossFight.
Guys, I'm getting ready to follow the green line.
Oh, what Scooby-Doo meant there. He's getting ready to follow the green line.
Green line?
Maybe they drew it up in their. Oh, probably something they drew up in their on their board before.
That would make sense. Or they mean the
That's what
green
it
line,
is.
as in the kind of green patch of grass through the center of the map leading to the north helicopter building.
Could be. Either way, it's some interesting plays from Weather Balloon up here. He's popped a smoke on his chest. And he's going to use that to get himself up to the smoke he just threw in front of him, because soon this smoke on his chest is going to die out.
Oh, but Woods is on point along with Killinger in the center. And I see too.
Weather Balloon is causing a distraction. Some shots coming in there. You see Death. Should have a nice, easy rotation up through this pit. BossFight are going to be able to get very close.
Everyone get in position for your final push. Was that a friendly grenade? Copy that. I'm getting ready to push up.
Yeah, they could get pretty close coming along the west side. Maybe if Hoochie goes to Brothel, he could take down Center Hotel. And also Kev. Kev's got his back totally exposed to Hoochie right now. But Hoochie's not spotted him. And he's going to get taken down instead by Icy Woods.
Dr.
Not a good
Killinger
start.
has spotted the guy in the center. He gets picked up by... No, sorry, Weather Balloon getting picked up by Smoils. And BossFight are getting picked apart here as they try to converge onto objective. Smokes come out from Scooby-Doo, and you see Death maybe dealing with Smoils shortly. I see Woods catching an interesting rotation now from Scorpio up on that far hill. Now the push comes out. Scooby-Doo does take some rounds. And this is going to be a super hard push for BossFight. 30 seconds left, a 2v5. Scratch that, make it a 1v5, and they know where Scooby is.
Yeah, no chance for Scooby there, taken down. But BossFight going on to Volk next. This could still very much be their map.
I mean, I would like to point out Beginners dominated that defensive round there, and they had lost first to a cap, and to then come back and win with 5 alive. That definitely shows a shift in focus. So we'll see what happens in this next round.
It all depends on if Beginners have activated their God mode card. That's the scary thing for Boss right now. And it's always the exact same pattern.
Could be looking at another highlight-worthy play here if we're fortunate enough. We've had quite a few already today. It's been some really, really cool and great top-tier plays coming out of these guys. Good teamwork, great coordination, fantastic solo plays. One thing we haven't really seen is really a consistency in good nades. I feel like we haven't seen a lot of frags come out or anything like that, really.
We've not seen many frags, but we have, of course, seen the overall good play, as you said.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because the maps we've played so far don't lend themselves very well to particularly good nades. Suburbia 2, it's pretty dark. It might be like hard to confirm. And of course, Downfall, nades basically just trash.
Yeah.
Might as well throw some tin cans.
And this is smart from BossFight. They know that they are vulnerable to some early picks here from this spawn, and the smoke this is very crucial considering that the spawn that they got is the one that they are smoking out.
Yeah, that's definitely nice, and there's going to be no way the Beginners can spot them moving over towards their positions. Those were some on-point smokes for ones coming straight out of spawn, something they couldn't do in 1.5. That could be an issue in the future.
I found it easier to throw grenades in 1.5.
No, as in you can't unpin the smoke before the time is out.
Oh.
That could be a big issue, much like Woods 43 being down way out in the open in the far north.
Let me just slow down how quickly you can get into position. Weather Balloon has found one on the east here, and he's dumping some rounds. Can't get the trade.
Far hill, saa ihan tank.
Who went down? Beginners.
That was Woods 43 in the far north.
Oh, trying to rotate to the hotel.
Oh, Weather's getting some very, very useful info though. He spotted the guys in the north and the east, so they know where the entirety of Beginners is right now. That is some very, very useful information indeed.
now you're in the bit where you need to prone.
Icy Wood's gonna res his brother up here. Oil's trying to cause a distraction and rain some fire down. They did just spot one rotate into that third story on Center Hotel.
You ready?
They're ready for this revive, and they are going to get it up. Slowly but surely, he's just checking his body, getting that syringe. Boom. They're out of there. They do not want to stay up here for as long as possible. They want to get out of it immediately.
This is it's, you know, forced a lot of investment out of this team too. Smoils has had to sit here and suppress Middle Hotel while Woods went up and got that res. Now Woods is going to also drop back, so 2 guys invested to get 1, and they have 3.5 minutes left.
I'm not liking beginners here on the far northeast. They're still trapped up there, and it's been 2.5 minutes. So the guys in the southeast are, well, kind of southeast, are continuing to move up, and they could potentially take down Weather Balloon. That being Killinger.
A bit of exchange of fire here. Woods 43 trying to land some headshots onto the guy that's pinned now up into that third story. Middle Hotel. Scooby-Doo with his LMG.
I know. I understand the drill. I think I saw North Hotel guy getting ready to crouch to North Guard.
Oh, here he goes. Killinger going to the first floor, though. Maybe trying to bait out Weather Balloon.
Raids going on the third story, but he's dropped back off the North Hotel, and now, yeah, Weather Balloon getting suppressed. Killinger, great teamwork from beginners as he comes up the stairs. The suppressive fire from his own team nearly killing him, and he's behind Weather Balloon now. 2 are now inside. Weather Balloon getting distracted, and Killinger just picking him up before Kev dies.
A really nice push up there. Kev going up as well, causing Weather Balloon to try and fire out the window, thus giving away his position and losing the chance to take down Killinger. I can't tell if that was intentional or just a pure fluke, but it worked out really well.
A little bit of both, I think. The double push up the stairs was nice, but yeah, it just ended up working out for them in their favor like that. Smoils just taking some shots, trying to wreak some havoc, and they have 2 minutes left. Beginners, they really have to start moving quickly now. If they want to get a chance on this objective, they have to go super fast. Kevin, Killinger, basically have to go full sprint here onto objective. And the coverage is...
Woods 43 in the northwest as well. He's got to be fit. He's got to be faster as well.
Minute 45, and they're basically full sprinting. All the beginners are full sprinting. Woods 43 is. Kevin, Killinger are here on the corner. And actually, they're in position. They're set up. They have a minute 30. They're right here ready to go. Kev and Killinger are at least. Icy Woods finding Scooby-Doo is huge as he makes his rotation around... Woods 43, sorry, makes his rotation around this backside.
There is a possibility for a cap maybe, and Icy Woods coming from the same kind of angle as Hoochie did during that cap, but this time coming from Verd's sandbags instead, going towards that ace dumpster. Potentially we could see a cap, but Smalls is going straight in.
Beginners are swarming objective right now. There's 5 close to objective with a minute left. They're in perfect position, perfect timing. Hoochie goes down, and now BossFight with 2 left alive. Make that 1, make that 0 as beginners tie it up 3-3.
The God mode from beginners, not losing a single man that round and getting pretty much on top of objective. This is beginners in their absolute essence, and we could see this go to that third map instead of the boss fight victory. That would be a hell of a sight to see. The comeback, unbelievable.
BossFight are going to have break out another very good play here if they want to have this map, because beginners are rolling now. They got 2 rounds without dying. Their entire team has gone 2 rounds without dying.
Yeah, that's not encouraging. And I see just Caltrop in chat there. If they lose this map, this is going to crush BossFight's just moral kind of standing they had over beginners to start with. They're going to be feeling absolutely awful, which could forfeit the 3rd map basically if they get unlucky, if it does affect them, if they do in fact lose this map.
What to expect. This objective is very capable. A good team play in the right spawn. they get that north west spawn, it could be cap potential here.
Could, but I'm kind of expecting Murphy's Law far northeast. Yeah, of course, the standard spawn for any kind of clutch situation. It's always the worst one. So BossFight are gonna have to really fight if they want this.
The beginners mirroring some of the smokes there to allow for the coverage.
Oh wow, all of BossFight I think is gonna set up and try and just shoot into the valley if they get into position in time. But the smokes from beginners are pretty solid. But blocking the angle nicely.
If they're investing anybody to cross the street here, doesn't look like it. Everybody, oh, Smoil's maybe gonna go around the backside, but they have a very weak coverage of northwest.
Yeah, that could be a big issue for beginners. That's really interesting. They could just walk up West Street, walk to objective. They've got to have some kind of plan. Beginners are not a team to leave such a big hole in their defense. That is absolutely intentional, and there's definitely no way you can convince me otherwise. They know that hole's there, and they're going to try and work off that, I think.
Fuck, my gun was not working.
Moyles is trying to get a very tight angle onto that northwest crossover, but he already missed one. LMG guy is kind of tossing out that suppressive fire.
He does have plenty of ammo. Who doesn't have plenty of ammo though is Weather Balloon up at North Hotel, using his tablet and gun to bait out any shots towards here. He's going to be running out of ammo if he keeps doing that. He's already used a full clip. Make that 2.
I don't think he has an LMG mag available for himself either, and you know, I think something that's interesting, and I'm taking note of in this series against BossFight and beginners is the middle route getting utilized pretty effectively. Woods 43 catching Weather Balloon, trying to rotate off the north. That's a super risky rotation. Probably expected to get picked there. The odds of you crossing out open on that hill are so rare.
Yeah, I'm surprised they even attempted it, really. 99% of the time you go down there, it's instantaneous execution from the enemy team. Either Volk or Marsog. I think BossFight feeling the pressure. I think that's what's going on here.
I mean, they're in good spots. They've moved up to the middle of the map. UC Death finds Woods 43 on that back ravine, and now their west side is really weak. They just have Kev, who's covering it on objective.
But Woods can call out if someone goes for the cap here. And unless BossFight decides to push in the last roughly 30 seconds, he could just call out anyone approaching objective. That's very strong. And he won't glitch shots since, you know, he's a Force Ghost calling it out.
Dumping suppressive round up onto that north Marsok hill there. They really need to get rid of that guy up there if they want to be able to cross effectively over to the hotel. Smoils gets the revive onto Woods, so that's going to reignite their west coverage in from the ravine.
That's a vital pickup, and that's really going to cause BossFight some serious grief. And BossFight also needs to speed up a little bit. They've got to start approaching Center Hotel, or it's bad news because the smokes are already popped.
Those are really good smokes.
Work on them. Yeah, if they don't work on those really good smokes, it's bad, very bad.
UC Death has thrown perfect smokes. It has a perfect line to run up to the corner and be tucked in basically behind the entirety of the defense, but he gets picked off through the smoke. I wonder how Woods got that.
He was just barely peeking out of the smoke, very unfortunate, but at least Scorp knows where he is. He's going to take over, but it's not enough anyway. I see Woods spots him.
It's just
from the
blind
same
fire.
Location. Yeah, that one was blind fire for sure, but Woods and Hoochie, well, Hoochie actually takes down Woods, and he's going to be taking over instead. This is not looking good.
Looking like beginners are going to take this. They're up 4-2. The smokes are still coming out. Killinger, team kills. I see Woods. Hoochie-Koo. can't find Spoils. He had the shots, and he's. You can see the disappointment in missing on his Spoils. Picks him up on the corner. And now
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo
knows where Scooby is. He's called him out.
Wow, beginners with a strong hold take the second map and tie things up. We couldn't be any closer. We're tied up full across the board, scoreline and everything. 7-7 as we go into this final map.
What's God mode?
Dude, this map has to be Bazaar, Cargo, or those two, or Tanker.
Yeah, it has to.
For our final map.
And there's no way Tanker. There's no way they'll pick Tanker. We have to see Cargo or Bazaar. I'm saying we're going to see Cargo because it's BossFight's pick. That has to happen. That's my bet.
What do you know, Oh.
Oh my god. This is the darkest timeline.
Oh no, I just got you.
Do you want me to tell you the map pick, NightFiree?
No, I know what it is. It's Anchor. I think that's why my game exploded.
Possibly. I have a lot of the teams of that factor, but Tanker.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Tanker for the final linchpin map on a series that's been neck and neck the whole way, except for the little end of Downfall there, where beginners just turned on God mode. I don't know what BossFight's thinking, but it's disturbing to say the least. I think they've just totally lost their minds. Wow.
This is BossFight's map pick?
Yeah, this is BossFight's map. Yeah, it is not NightFiree, it is BossFight's pick as they are Marsol, which it makes sense, I guess. Maybe beginners don't really craft this tanker nowadays, but a BossFight really willing to put this series onto tanker. That's a very interesting choice. Very interesting.
That's where it's going, man. This isn't a joke. Both teams readying up. Not backing out. We're not getting debated by Smoils. It's as real as it gets. Final deciding map on Tanker. It should be interesting. I don't think I've seen or spectated a real high, a gold tier matchup on Tanker yet. Could be wrong.
Yeah, it's been quite some time since I've seen that as well, and I'm seriously excited to see who wins it. Well, I'm seriously excited to see if BossFight wins this, because they're going to be ecstatic if we do see them take this 20th rematch on their side after losing to them for 10 months. They're going to be so happy. There's going to be crying. There's going to be hugs. Radar's probably going to just lose his mind in Twitch chat. Possibly Viper as well. He's skulking about in there somewhere. And apparently the Lemon Squad match is already over. And this one has been going on for how long, NightFiree? How long do you say we've been going on? Almost 2 hours?
Coming up on it, yeah. I mean, it has been... it's coming up on the longest cast of the season so far. I think the longest one has 2.5 for me, so I think we'll probably push past that if this tanker round is the same as the other rounds have been. Down to the last few seconds, 1v2s or 5v0s, I guess. We'll see.
Yeah. I'm seriously excited to see how BossFight's going to play this. I think they're going to go totally fearless, run with the absurdity of tanker, and just go for it. They know that they're playing this safe is probably going to cause the exact same situation as Downfall's conditions for their loss. But if they go change up the pace, do a global chem, confuse beginners, and just make sure they just can't predict what they're going to do next, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the BossFight win if they play like that.
see what happens, how this series ends up.
It appears there's a little bit of a hold up on the side of BossFight. Not sure what happened there, but Scorpio and Scooby have yet to ready up. So maybe there are some mild tech issues, or maybe they really want to squeeze out their planning time despite the minute-and-a-half timer.
Oh man, the anticipation, the build-up. Both teams taking a little bit of a breather here before we fire it up, because this has been quite a high-intensity brawl.
Well deserved break after the tenseness, the probably 150 resting heart rate match.
Oh my gosh, dude, my heart rate was going through the roof on that Hoochie cap.
Yeah. Ooh, we've got some flashlights coming out from the cat here, on a pistol as well.
Yeah, they're gonna try and do that flashlight bait again. Moyle's putting one there on the corner and then opting for a different position. Woods finding an early pick onto Scooby, and now they know right where they're at. More shots coming in from Dillinger in the center, and utilizing some classic cargo strategies as he peeks through these little gaps in the metal.
Yeah, very classic cargo. Oh no, Hoochie gets taken down by Smoils. Ace inside not even too hot with that really nice angle from Smoils and Icy Woods up on that slightly upper deck.
But Killinger's gonna end up tossing a frag out here. Oh, just a flash.
I find that an interesting choice. Why flash there? And also the flashlight baiting on the kind of central passage.
Great flash from Woods does allow him to rotate and catch Weather Balloon. You see Death confirming one up there off that nade, and Beginner is now into a 3v3. Scooby-Doo sending out all sorts of fire over towards Woods, and Scorpio's going to charge around the corner and look for the shots as he finally lands them.
I gotta say, that nade from Weather is beautiful, and we're gonna see the rest of the Beginners, I think, go down very shortly here. It's just the two left, and BossFight's in a really good position.
Scorpio has to keep moving up. If he just charges in, he'll have Kev. Kev is now checking this angle, though. Dillinger up on the roof, does get the res on the Smoils, and now they're into a 3v3, a really clutch res for Smoils.
Oh, they spotted Scooby there. This is not looking too good for BossFight now.
Dillinger does catch him on that backside rotation. They still have the trade here to happen with Kev. Doesn't catch Scooby out. The Killinger there on a team
He's out of ammo! He's out of ammo!
Comes charging around, finds Kev. Killinger's here, and he picks up UC Death. What chaos.
UC saw Killinger go for the revive onto Kev, was out of ammo, stood there for about 3 seconds, reloaded, and then had to rush in. Unbelievable. That was so incredibly unlucky. Always have to make sure. Always that your gun is reloaded. Always. You have to. It's the Viper mistake. The click-clack. I think that's how I'm going to expect the rest of these rounds to go, though hopefully we'll see BossFight take a few for themselves. BossFight, rather, Beginners definitely made a few mistakes during that round. Quite a few. But BossFight, I think they've been practicing it. Because that was a kind of a coordinated push. They had the shield coming up the west side. They had the nade perfectly on the upper platform. They just keep that up and be a bit less sloppy with certain scenarios, they can definitely pull this off and take the series finally, and they will get their revenge on Beginners.
Must be allergic to all your predictions,
It's a consequence of voodoo magic. I'm sorry. surprised that Beginners hasn't really changed their roster here. I guess maybe they have players not able to make the match, except obviously these 5 here. Because normally I think Beginners does like to swap out members on specific maps. Like I think they normally bring Cushberries in on Downfall, I believe. So the fact they haven't done that with, I don't know if Sinkus is particularly good on Tanker or other maps like Suburbia 2. We haven't seen that, which is kind of interesting. Which maybe could have been what was hurting Beginners on that first and second map.
See what Beginners are able to pull out here on their offensive round as we dive into round number 2 on map number 3.
Oh, this is some aggression from BossFight.
I mean, they can do it, right? They can afford to push up here. And also, I mean, look at the coordination from Beginners, though. Sending 2 down underneath, 1 here, 2 in the middle, and then, I mean, this is really nice spread here.
It's symmetrical,
yeah.
Beautifully symmetrical. Except for Woods 43, he's the odd one out.
Throwing it off. Icy Wood just missing some shots onto Hoochie there. Be able to rotate out, though, fortunately. Him. Moyles and Kev are basically just kind of holding their angles. Moyles dumping suppressive fire. Weather Balloon is going to peek down by this corner near Kev, and no exchange of fire happening here. That little smoke definitely denying vision.
And Scorpio gets too aggressive, rushing out into the firing line of Woods and Killinger both. Gets killed by both of them simultaneously, but I guess he didn't expect this kind of play from Beginners, even though kind of you normally would. They're sitting back, they're waiting for people to get aggressive with them first. That's their standard play for maps like this, it feels.
Now dealing with 2 down here. Finally finds Smoils, who's been dumping all sorts of LMG fire down this lane, and now maybe he can grab Woods as well if Woods decides that he wants to peek.
Potentially. We may actually see Hoochie go down as well if they get too aggressive on that northeast hand side. He peeks out and does get taken out by Icy Woods. BossFight's chances of taking this round are diminishing drastically.
Pick up the center. Weather Balloon forcing the rotation out from that bottom lane, and so now everybody's up here on this top floor except for Kev.
They are all going for the top lanes now. They've cleared the bottom with the baiting shots. Now they're going to go straight over, I think. Maybe they'll send Kev just as the one-man underflank
really
to come in
should.
from the behind.
Oh, got spotted out there, so maybe now he's not going to opt that route.
Oh, here comes a push. The reminiscent Beginners smokes. And they're solid as well. 6 smokes. Oh, 4 and 2 nades, actually.
Flashbangs have to be a utility choice here, just trying to deny the push. UC Death doesn't spot Killinger as Killinger coming around, does get picked up by Scooby-Doo. Kev catches UC Death on the backside. Weather Balloon's the last one alive for BossFight, just like that, and he's taking rounds to the back. Beginners take the lead 2-0 on Tanker.
Very strong performance so far on Tanker, and BossFight's pick, how do you describe their reckless pick of Tanker could, well, and seems to be massively backfiring onto them, absolutely massively. This is not looking good for BossFight. Maybe it's the comeback from the previous map, Beginner's comeback, affecting them mentally, which Caltrop did say, because it seems like they're making quite a few mistakes.
Yeah, you're right, because they definitely, I mean, they came in so good on Downfall. They'd won that map. They get a cap on offense. Yeah, it's, I get, you know, one little thing can definitely shift your focus, and if BossFight can just adjust this and grab an offensive round, I think that would be huge for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it is going to be a middle objective, one that is somewhat tough to defend.
Yeah, BossFight just need to be a little bit less scared when doing that. If they can take beginners off guard and not make too many mistakes when taking them off guard, then they could and do stand a very good chance of being able to just go straight through, take the round, and try and flip the pace back to their side so they can take this third final map and wrap the series up with their victory.
Riding on into round number 3. Map number 3. Beginners leading it. We're tied across the board in the series, so BossFight need to answer back here.
So much communication from BossFight, they're certainly not giving this one up. Not easy anyway. Oh, already smokes, they're going in fast.
Weather Balloon has identified Woods. He's got the silencer here. He's trying to hit him on the corner.
Oh, he's got the nade. Both of them do.
Woods does some work, though, and does catch him out, and now Weather Balloon's nade caught him out. Hoochie catches out Icy Woods on this side. Killinger pushing up, getting aggressive. He goes down in the trade, and BossFight are into a 4v2. Is the cap an option here? I don't know. Kev and Smoils are on top of objective. Smoils coming in for the flank. Smoils could do some damage. No, he doesn't. He gets picked up. Man, if he had shifted his attention towards Hoochie, he could have had 3 there.
Yeah, that could have been fantastic, but Kev's most likely going to trade with Scorpio. But apparently not. He just gets taken down, and BossFight, exactly as predicted, they take that round strong and they take it back to potentially take this all of the way. It's the comeback.
They have to now's the real tough challenge, though, because this objective is very easy to attack. Beginners are going to go all out on it. It could be series point if beginners get a cap. Have to be very careful of that. It's definitely a challenge here for BossFight.
Absolutely, but they just need to keep the pace. Keep the pace and they'll win this. If beginners try and do the exact same thing, go aggressive with one of their fast strats like we saw on Suburbia 2, the first map, potentially they could try and reverse the pace again, take it back for beginners, and take that third round, potentially go to match point. Or potentially even just win it with a cap. But I don't really see BossFight allowing a cap under any circumstances. Not any at all.
Series keeps delivering, man. A really great back and forth between these two teams. Just as anticipated, the series, the seasoned rivalry, sorry, very in full force right now.
Absolutely. They know each other. They know each other very well. I think they play in, what, comp lobbies every other day, at least, against each other, at least one member. I think that's a safe bet. Beginners normally, they like to full stack in a comp lobby against the assorted hordes of whatever team comes in next.
It's exciting to see Tanker getting played, Subway getting played as well. I think one thing that's interesting is that we're not seeing any C4 from either one of these teams. And I wonder what the reasoning is there. Maybe it's just not seen as a strong enough utility.
I guess so. It is 2 points in this patch, but 3 points in 1.5. So maybe they're just trying to adjust to that, or maybe they just aren't really comfortable with it because it is kind of a new thing. A lot of teams don't like it, especially Danglers. Might be just Plenus, actually. I don't know. But Danglers, I know. Plenus is not a big fan of it.
And look at this. There's the C4.
Well, you called it. You called it. And it's very well placed as well, but it is kind of out in the open. Maybe slapping on the container wall would have been better.
Yeah, beginners are going to play this one patiently. Got 3 up here on this top story, 2 down below. Very symmetrical and nicely posted up positions. And just playing it patient.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a while before we see anything. We're seeing the exact same strategy from beginners that they did in the previous Master Round, their previous Master Round. You got the 2 guys kind of pestering the bottom lanes. You got the 3 up top kind of pestering anyone that might try and push over. But in reality, they're all going to pull back once they've got the hassling done and go full frontal straight through the center and the sides with smokes and nades both. But it's going to be quite some time before we see that. So NightFiree, let's lean back a little bit, but don't lean back too much.
Can certainly take it easy. I like how tight BossFight is on objective, though. All 5 pretty well compact. Within quick range of OBJ. No one really going to be catching anybody out early, though. Maybe Weather Balloon.
Yeah, they're not going to fall victim to the exact same bottom tunnel hassling again. I feel like we need some just classical music to kind of represent the pace we've seen here.
Some elevator music?
Yeah. But the second hit's 2 minutes, instantly into boss battle music.
Like fucking heavy metal.
Wow, that's a pretty interesting spot from Weather Balloon, actually. Using the windows inside the kind of upper stair areas to look through while being covered. But those are pretty hard to see through sometimes. I'm surprised he's taking it, but it does grant him a very, very nice angle to watch on the south side, while also being totally protected.
Yeah, especially with the dark camouflage of bulk. The tint on that window, there's no way you're spotted there. I wonder if the night vision does make it easier to see through that, though.
I believe just from memory it doesn't really. I think actually turning it off makes it slightly easier because of course it is light in the room, dimly lit by the overhead lights. Oh man, they're so disciplined on all sides here. Scorpio, though, perhaps not so disciplined. He's really antsy, running about on objective, just kind of in circles. He's doing the pants maneuver. He's pantsing himself. Oh, there you go, the 230.
That smoke intentional off that pillar? If it was, that was a fantastic toss. The nades come raining down and catch 2. Weather Balloon has to react off this quickly and get these reses up before they follow up on these kills, but Weather Balloon gets team killed.
Oh no, what a blunder, but at least Smalls gets taken out by Hoochie. He gets refragged though. The Killage also taken down by UC. The good revives on objective. Here come the rest.
UC Death, the hero here, as he denies beginners entry the trade over there, and now we're into a 2v1. Scorpio doesn't have any syringes. No syringes available. Woods coming in from the backside. He instantly drops down to maybe collect himself, and as he enters into a 3v1, maybe he'll rotate all the way back around.
That's an interesting move, and they won't expect that at all. This is potential for a triple kill. Potentially. I don't see a cap possible, but a triple kill is definitely something in the cards here for Woods 43.
Our backside rotation could really pay off here. We'll see if he can get the picks he needs. Minute 14 on the clock. Beginners have waited out the clock, then made their move with about 2:30 left, and so now Woods doesn't have much time to do this rotation. He has to get going now.
Yeah, he has to.
Can he cap from the behind these guys?
No way. No way he's going to try this. Yeah.
He tried, but Scooby, being antsy, does pay off as he finds them around the backside, and BossFight tie it up 2-2.
That would have been a very risky cap, considering UC it was on objective, just right next to where he would have to actually cap from, but it was a valiant attempt nonetheless. Very valiant attempt. But the antsiness pays off. If you know there's only one guy left and you're all right next to objective, it pays off for those risky.
The like we had a little disconnect there on BossFight's side. I think we're good now.
Nothing too major though. Doesn't appear to be. Maybe Scorpio was just resetting his score, potentially to wipe any team kills he had. But it was actually Scooby that got the team kill, so he's innocent.
Didn't like the scoreline then.
I guess so. This could potentially be the final round if there is a cap coming out here, because it's that underground objective. And that's the one with the risky capping angles, I'd say, rather than the top one, which only has, I'd say, 2 risky capping angles. This one is the killer. There's so much just clutter in the room. If you smoke it out, you can't see it 2 meters in front of you. Flashes, nades, very effective inside here. Maybe BossFight's going to try it. Go for a cap hit. I would like to see that very much. But it is very risky as well, of course. They're still beginners. Beginners does not like to be capped on.
I think this should go in the favor of Volk, but I don't know. This objective with these 2 teams, I have no idea how it's shaking out. And I'm seeing all sorts of new plays from these guys coming up and getting those high angles and camping and trying to find early
gonna
picks.
kind of hang back. I'm gonna watch the top deck, and then I'm gonna bring it into the center.
I don't know what to expect on this objective.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there.
Round number 5?
Yes.
Just did the
You
4.
would be correct there.
Round number 5 of match 3, all tied up across the board as best we can. 1 map apiece, all the points even.
And a tight defense too.
Moyle's using that pistol technique. Gonna be super effective in 1.5.
True, but this pistol technique with if he peeks this corner just ahead of him, in front of the flashlight, it gives away his peak and position massively. Because of course, Scorpio and UC Death are going to see his silhouette on the wall directly in front of them, basically.
Very true. There's have to be a little bit of shadows. Yeah, you're right. That can absolutely backfire. We'll see. BossFight they definitely have a plan for this objective. Weather Balloon is waiting here with his shield. Gucci's rotating around that side. These 2 are pushing up to Smoyle's position. And Scooby, I think maybe he'll come in from this. He does a bolt the back. Is he shooting the ground?
Yeah, the noise suppression is so loud digging off of the floor that the rest of UC Death and Gucci can all move up without fear of being hurt. And it's directly on top of Smoyle's head.
Oh my gosh, Scooby is suppressing for noise as UC Death comes up to the corner. Smoyles drops a nade, then tosses the flash just in time. Might have hurt himself more than anything. Killinger takes some shots, they don't land, and we are raking noise havoc here.
That noise suppression could have been so effective, but UC just wasn't quite brazen enough to peek the corner on the black box, but Scorpio might be.
Smoyles suppressing the corner, and there's trades everywhere. Weather Balloon's trying to make his move. Smoyles catches Scorpio. Weather Balloon's got the shield out, trying to land some shots onto Woods.
And Scooby's replaced Hoochie on that kind of rather south side, and Killinger might not think to look back there after he cleared him. Weatherballoon's also moving in, but it doesn't matter because he's getting taken down. Now it's just Scooby and UC in the south rather. Very confusing on this map.
I like the play from BossFight, but they just didn't have the coordination down perfectly. Smokes are here, but Killinger has that entry line of sight pretty well covered.
Yeah. Oh, and Woods 43 has the shield. Scooby is not in a good way.
And And these positions where what they're doing is they're standing on that little wood frame and just peeking up over the top and getting perfect lines of sight onto these lanes.
Well, beginners did used to be the kings of tanker, and days long past back when it was actually cargo. Man, the scores are so even on beginners. 3-6, 3-3, 3-3, 3-3, 4. Man. Well, they love their equal scores, except for Killinger. He wants all the kills.
They gotta spread the wealth around a little bit. They don't like to have any standouts.
Yeah.
Killinger's gonna get scolded after for getting too many kills.
He's going to be scolded by himself. Got to keep it in. We've got to spread it out. We're getting the same objective though, of course. We still have this one rotation. So if BossFight can take this, what objectives do we have remaining? We have the far west objective. I think is the only one left. If BossFight can take this round, they have to attack the far west objective inside the captain's office.
That one gets hairy too, man.
Yeah, that can get very hairy, but you have to get to the building first.
Right. If you lose control inside that building, it's bad news.
Yeah. As long as you hold the entrances and make sure that you don't suddenly like have a quick gap open, because they will exploit that instantaneously. As long as everything is secured, you don't have a gaping hole in your defense appear at any moment, or any sudden moment at least. If it slowly appears, you can get away with it, but if you can't react, so then it's bad news, and a cap is very much a possibility just under the cover of the chaos.
Man, what a series.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. It's almost a shame to see this possibly be the final round.
I think we're going to see... I would be very surprised if this went to beginners on this objective underneath here.
Yeah, that would be kind of surprising. Because they've been trading it all the time. Constant trading. And I think BossFight's going to do the exact same thing they did with their first tanker comeback. Just change up the pace, go in quick. That's what I'm thinking. They're being pretty slow with their ready up here. Maybe some technical difficulties on their side. That's always a possibility. I believe both sides were having pretty major issues swapping to this patch, both beginners and BossFight.
Seems to be running pretty smooth though this series.
Yeah, it seems to have been running fine. It ran fine during my last cast just yesterday as well. 1.5 apparently not so hot.
Yeah.
I believe Noman and you had to experience that.
It's an experience. It's definitely a cleaner game. It definitely runs better, but it just has.
If you're not spectating or in a comp lobbies, the patch is pretty good.
Oh yeah.
But if you are, it can be rough. Okay, so beginners might be ready to go soon. Killinger has readied up, and that's usually the signal that the rest of the team, or at least Kev, is going to ready up pretty soon. We should be hopping into potentially final round. It's at least match point for beginners here. There we go, they're all readied up. And going in, the bleeps, the potentially final bleeps that BossFight could hear for potentially a few days until their next scrim, whenever that may be. I was going to say a week, but it doesn't really work like that.
This is the end of the week.
Actually, they might hear it just later if they continue to play.
Let's see what beginners break out. Round number 6. The series comes down to this map, so this could be series point if beginners take it.
Oh, this is looking pretty aggressive from beginners, more so than usual. They've at least advanced to the center kind of area, just by the stairs, waiting, ready. But I don't think they're going to move down just yet. I think they're going to wait for at least Killinger and Icy Woods to either move up further, or to rotate out of the tunnels and come up top with the rest.
I think that's the Woods brothers that are down here too. No, sorry, that's Killinger on the other side. Again, the symmetrical layout coming out of beginners is they just kind of hold and let that timer tick down.
Time to lean back, NightFiree. We got a few minutes ahead of us, though likely only about 2 minutes. Because we've been seeing rounds about, what, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, except for the Woods 43 rotation way to the back of the map. Oh, you know what we're seeing, NightFiree? We're seeing C4 from UC Death. I'm going to be... Oh, C4 is planted in that kind of north tunnel, just ready on the ceiling, waiting to have someone move down there, because it's going to get detonated the second a footstep is heard by UC Death.
I don't know if that explosion... I don't know if that's far enough, because if someone peeks the corner, sees it, I think they should be able to take the shots on it. I don't know if that
is
will
true,
kill
but it
them
is
at
in
that
the kind of the
range.
shadow. Kind of in the shadow of the ceiling.
Oh, that's true. I turned the flashlight off and it's much harder to see.
Yeah. If they go around crouching, though, looking at the black box, they could probably see the green status light on it. That would complicate things for that C4. There is no movement from BossFight here. Weather Balloon, what is this position? A very interesting position, almost like he's playing on Marsoc.
Really risky because he can easily get flanked by Killinger. But I think what he wants to do is cut off anybody from the backside from coming in this middle route. Basically, he's denying what he would do if he was a shield user and he comes in through this lane. He wants to be able to shoot behind anybody if they have a shield coming up the middle.
Yeah. Seems like Beginners is setting up for something. What that is, I'm not quite sure, but I assume we're going to see it in about 20 seconds time, possibly 40 seconds.
It's interesting that Woods is calling things out, because can't Scorpio hear all this underneath him?
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe they're working with that information, though, knowing that the people beneath them can hear it.
That would be really...
Maybe it's all a fake out.
Yeah. That'd be next level strategy.
It would. You can see when the second they hit 2.5 minutes, the shots come up from smalls. They start to peek the corners. Killinger starts moving behind the lines, and this is where stuff starts happening.
Gonna come in about a minute left.
Plenty of time for this particular objective, and especially on this map.
Woods may be able to find Weather Balloon here if he decides to keep this rotation going.
I'm still pretty scared. Oh, Woods is going to get railed.
Nope. Weather Balloon just peaked at the wrong time. Woods 43 catches him out. And now they have control of this middle entry point.
Oh, that is not too good. Though at least is Scorpio in that kind of backup position, where I believe Kev was kind of a similar position to him just last round. So I'm imagining they are going to be expecting it. And here comes the C4 taking down Smoils. It's very effective.
Instantly kills him, Killinger, and Wood's still there. Dizzy Death charges around the corner, the nade comes out. It does catch him on the backside. Catches two, actually. Hoochie goes down. Scooby-Doo on the rotation. Kev catches one out. Can he get another? Scooby-Doo catches two, and we're into a 1v1. Scooby-Doo keeps his team in it.
The absolute madman with the 1-4 clutch. The skin of his teeth. That RNG, they're so lucky on that trade. And he stood next to Kev for like 2 seconds as well. Unbelievable.
I was mentally preparing for a beginner series win right there, but boss fight by the skin of their teeth.
Non-stop action, NightFiree, non-stop.
My goodness.
The heart attack possibility is up there in the 70% range again now. My life expectancy is fluctuating rapidly during this series. Man, this final round is going to be utterly insane. Both teams are already readied up for this, so they're certainly not messing about here. And it is, of course, that kind of Western objective sitting inside the captain's room. Beginners are going to have to be so careful to not let BossFight slip through, because this is their last chance here. This is the one round to decide if BossFight makes a comeback after 10 months, or if beginners are going down, or if beginners going up rather, and take this. Make sure BossFight stays in their place. This is going to be good. The round started, NightFiree. The round has started.
It is the final round of week 3. Boss fight and beginners both vying for their ranking here. Both have only played 2 games, so this is their 3rd match. Both undefeated. Both trying to take that #1 spot in EU to kick off season 7.
This is the good one. This is the good match that people have been waiting for. The classic boss fight versus beginners in EU. It's like your Globochem versus your SMC.
Oh yeah.
Your Globochem versus G-Men. Or rather, no, I'd say SMC versus G-Men. It would be a better matchup. Because we did see that be absolutely fantastic last week.
And that's and similarly they played each other a ton, so that's a good comparison for sure.
That's an aggressive position from Kev. Wow. He could potentially take down UC if he gets too peaky.
Ooh.
That res, the fact that he had
How did he
a
not
res
get the
is so
headshot
lucky.
there?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh no! No! Oh.
Wow, a perfectly placed nade, instant kills, 3 boss fight, and beginners kick off the round with 5 minutes left and turn it into a 5v1.
That nade was absolutely phenomenal. You could see it coming from a mile away, and it was just death descending onto boss fight like a vulture. That was a hell of a start to that round, and it's a hell of an end to this series, I'd say, NightFiree. I don't believe Scorpio can pull this back 1-5. If he does, it would be the greatest clutch known to man in any esports ever.
Look at their defense right now. It's not that tight on objective, bro. Like, if he comes back here and gets Killinger, they just have Woods. It's a 1v2, really, back by objective.
The other ones could rotate pretty quick, though, and Killinger is in a tricksy spot. One that I've never seen played. He's looking through the kind of porthole in the door, so he can see the stairs while still being in cover. That's a good position. I think we'll see more of that once people study this match and try and learn the tricks of Tanker, the tricks of the trade of Tanker. Scorpio's being nice and cautious. He knows that there's going to be enemies all around him. Every lightning strike is causing him to look behind him. And if he keeps doing that as he goes upstairs, he's going to end up dying.
I don't know how he's
You've got to be confident if you're the last man.
The only way you can know Killinger is here is by Killinger getting on comms.
Yeah, he does know that Killinger is there. Made quite a bit of noise. You just have to hope there isn't a badly timed mic pod from Scorpio, or he moves slightly too quickly. That would be killer.
Well, I don't know how you deny Killinger here, because Killinger can see you and then pop out and he has. I guess you can't shoot through those windows, can you?
No, you can't. They're bulletproof.
So he is going to have to come around this corner. Scorpio's not going to be protecting him here.
Like, such a good line of sight from Killinger. Scorpio's making the noise standing up and crouching. In real life noise through his microphone.
Killinger's going to see him soon. He does. Scorpio gets in and a nade comes out.
Did he slip past Killinger there? Oh, he knows. He called it in. Very smart call from Killinger.
Watch the rotations out of this team, too. Everybody coming back around. Kev comes in here. Scorpio catches him out. That's one.
Can they take down the other 4 remaining members? I believe.
Team kill in a trade. Beginners with 2 left alive take that last round and the series 4-3.
And a fantastic end to that series. He could have pulled off that clutch.
He could have.
He could have. Unbelievable.
I was feeling it.
The blood has left my hands and it's just all fueling my heart right now.
Gosh. What a fantastic series to tune into today. A great showcase of EU talent, too. A fantastic double-header. Lemon Squad and Silent Purge on Match League 2 was over and dead with, but this one kept on delivering through and through every round. Tons of highlights, super clutches, fantastic nades. I mean, Bucks, this was the round of the season for sure. For this map of the series of the season.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'd say it's a series of the season. All equal all the way. 4-3, 3-4, 4-3. You can't beat that. You can't beat that score. You can't beat the plays we saw there. The nades we saw, the plays, the peaks, the clutches. It's going to be hard to beat that in this season. Absolutely. A comment I'm enjoying from Paisley there. This boring match is one of the best I've seen. I feel like that embodies beginners pretty well.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, they utilize their time down to the wire, and it does feed for some build-up, but man, we just got such great action at the end of all of those rounds. Great teamwork from both sides, executed plays, good shutdowns, denials, comebacks. I mean, everything you want in a series right there, and that's what you expect out of top-tier teams in the league. And that's the kind of, that's the kind of play that a number 1 team in the world exhibits right now.
Yeah, absolutely. That was the textbook. What makes you the number 1 team in the world? And it's just being able to put up with that kind of tenacity the whole way through, I'd say. Even when things were so bleak on downfall, they came back and they won the map. That's what you need if you want to be a number 1 team in the world for Onward in the VRML.
Wow. What a great set of maps. This one is definitely going to be one that people are going to want to watch back, get some excellent clips from, because, well, I mean, geez. The VR Respawn's going to have a field day with this series, Bucks.
Yeah, it is. Looking forward to writing the script for sure.
I think that will be it from us this afternoon, though. Thank you so much for tuning in for this excellent, excellent matchup. If you are interested in joining and getting involved in the league, head on over to vrmasterleague.com/onward, where you can sign up to be on a team, join the reservists. You'll find information on how to register for a team, and all sorts of links to our Discords, our Twitter, our Twitch links. It's all there. All the information. It's a one-stop shop. So tune in there if you want to know more about the league. And with that, I think it'll be it for us here on the VR Master League. My name is NightFiree with 2 E's. My co-caster Buxton. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys.
Goodbye.